Imagine standing face to face with a 2-ton beast, or swimming just inches away from nature's deadliest predator. For some thrill seekers, pushing the boundaries of danger is all part of the game. But sometimes, the stakes turn deadly, and the thrill becomes a fight for survival. In this video, we're diving into 10 dangerous animal sports so extreme, you'll wonder how they're even allowed. Number 10. Elephant polo. Picture a polo match, but swap the ponies for 2-ton elephants. Yes, elephant polo is a real sport where teams ride atop elephants and swing long mallets at a ball. It started as a quirky pastime of colonial elites and grew into organized tournaments in Nepal, India, and Thailand. 2 people sit on each elephant, a player wielding the mallet and a mahout, elephant handler, who steers the giant beast. The game itself is slow-paced. Elephants aren't exactly racehorses, but don't be fooled. It's incredibly risky. Elephants can be unpredictable, and when a 5-ton animal decides it's done playing, things get scary fast. Now, someone might ask, how dangerous can a slow elephant be? Consider this. In one match in Sri Lanka, an out-of-control elephant went rogue and smashed several cars on the sidelines. I'm guessing those weren't part of the game plan. Number 9. Ostrich racing. Ready for a bumpy ride? Ostrich racing takes the phrase, "hold on to your hat," to a whole new level. Instead of horses, jockeys climb onto 9-foot-tall ostriches and try to sprint down a track. These big birds may look goofy, but they are built for speed. An ostrich can run up to 70 kilometers per hour and cover 16 feet in a single stride. Now imagine perching on top of one without a proper saddle, usually just a small harness or nothing at all, while it flails its long neck and legs. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end gracefully for the riders. In fact, organizers openly admit the appeal is in the crazy riders and unexpected animal behavior on display. For starters, ostriches do not appreciate being ridden. They often buck riders off within seconds, sending humans tumbling to the ground at breakneck speed. Jockeys wear only helmets, and it's not uncommon to see them topple and get trampled mid-race. Ostriches themselves can deliver lethal kicks with their powerful legs. One well-placed kick can slash a person with a clawed foot. Number 8. Bear wrestling. No, not wrestling your buddy in a bear costume. We're talking actual bears. In the early 20th century, carnival shows let people grapple with live bears, often muzzled or declawed, but still very much alive and angry. It sounds like the plot of a cartoon, yet bear wrestling was once a spectacle across America and Europe. Why is this sport absurdly dangerous? Because bears are incredibly strong, unpredictable wild animals. Even a trained wrestling bear can weigh 300 to 500 pounds and has claws and muscles that outmatch any human. One famous example from the 1870s involved a bear named Lena, who had been repeatedly used in matches. During a rematch, Lena decided she'd had enough. She grabbed her opponent, a wrestler named Bourne, and crushed him to the ground, leading to the man's demise. That incident, dubbed Lena's Revenge, pretty much ended the bear wrestling craze of that era. Incredibly, bear wrestling didn't die out entirely. If you're itching to wrestle, stick to a gym partner. Challenging a bear in its prime is a one-way ticket to the hospital or the morgue. Number 7. Camel racing. You've heard of horse racing, but how about thundering across the desert on a 6-foot-tall camel? Camel racing is a traditional sport in parts of the Middle East, North Africa, and South Asia. It might conjure romantic images of Lawrence of Arabia, but the reality is harsh. Camels can gallop at 40 miles per hour on sand, and staying on one is like riding a bucking, bouncing ship of the desert. Historically, the jockeys were often young children, prized for their light weight, a practice that led to serious ethical and safety issues. Imagine an 8 or 10-year-old clinging to a racing camel, risking deadly falls at high speed. It's as dangerous as it sounds. Riders, many just kids, frequently suffered broken bones, head injuries, or worse from being thrown off or trampled. In fact, injuries in camel races were so common, fractured legs, concussions, even internal injuries, that several countries banned child jockeys in the 2000s. Today, adult riders, or even robot jockeys, have replaced kids in major camel races, but the sport is still a wild ride. Camels are temperamental creatures. They bite, they kick, and they don't exactly steer well. You do not want to find out firsthand what a flying dismount onto hot sand feels like, or what a camel's foot feels like on your back. Number 6. Buffalo racing. Meet buffalo racing, a traditional sport in parts of Southeast Asia, Thailand, Indonesia, and India, where people hitch a ride on charging water buffaloes. These aren't the American bison. These are strong, horned water buffaloes used to plowing fields until festival time, when they sprint down tracks with riders clinging on. In Thailand's famous Chonburi Buffalo Racing Festival, riders mount bareback on a buffalo and gallop 100 meters on a dirt track. It's a short distance that probably feels like eternity when you're balancing on a 1,000-pound beast with the temperament of a bull. Controlling a buffalo requires immense skill, and if you get thrown off, it likely means serious bodily harm. We're talking trampling injuries, broken bones, maybe a horn wound if you're unlucky. Buffaloes run in a frenzy, often with several thundering side by side, and a fallen rider can easily get caught under the stampede. The buffaloes themselves can hit speeds around 50 kilometers per hour in short bursts, not as fast as horses, but remember, there's no saddle, no stirrups, nothing to secure the rider. You're balancing on a slippery, bouncing animal while whipping it to go faster. Falls are common, and they are brutal. Number 5. Dog sled racing. Snow, huskies, and the call of the wild. What could be dangerous about that? At first glance, dog sled racing seems picturesque, even wholesome. But make no mistake, long-distance sled races like the Iditarod in Alaska are among the most grueling endurance events on Earth, for both the humans and the dogs. Picture yourself mushing a team of 14 dogs across 1,000 miles of frozen wilderness, in blizzards, sub-zero temperatures, and gale-force winds. You're sleep-deprived, frostbitten, and hanging onto a sled flying over icy bumps and treacherous terrain. It's easy to romanticize, but the dangers are very real. Mushers, the drivers, can suffer frostbite, hypothermia, broken bones if the sled flips, even getting lost or crashing through thin ice. There have been cases of mushers being knocked unconscious by a tree branch or injuring themselves miles from help. And if the musher is hurt, who's going to control the dogs? It's a volatile situation. However, the true risk in dog sledding lies with the dogs. These canine athletes are incredibly tough, but the race pushes them beyond normal limits. They run hundreds of miles with minimal rest, which can result in injuries or worse. Sadly, fatalities do occur. In one study, veterinarians found that over 80% of dogs finishing the Iditarod had permanent lung damage, a condition similar to extreme asthma caused by intense exercise in frigid air. Number 4. Shark cage diving. If the movie Jaws didn't scare you off sharks, maybe this will. Shark cage diving involves submerging yourself underwater in a metal cage to get face-to-face with sharks, usually great white sharks, the ocean's top predators. The idea is that the cage keeps you safe while curious, or baited, sharks swim around, sometimes bumping or biting the bars. It's touted as an adrenaline rush and a way to see these majestic creatures up close. And yes, thousands of tourists do it every year relatively uneventfully, but on those rare occasions when things go wrong, oh boy, do they go wrong. Picture being trapped in a steel box in the ocean when a 15-foot great white smashes its way inside. This actually happened. In 2019, near Guadalupe Island, a great white lunged for bait and rammed into a diving cage, managing to get its head inside with divers present. The massive shark thrashed violently for 25 minutes, stuck halfway in, bending metal bars, while the divers huddled in a corner of the cage. Eventually, the shark broke free, but not before breaking its neck in the struggle. Yes, the shark died from thrashing so hard. The divers survived, unbelievably, but you can imagine the sheer terror of being in that cage during the ordeal. Number 3. Bull riding. 8 seconds. It doesn't sound like a long time, but for a bull rider, 8 seconds on a raging bull can feel like an eternity. Bull riding is often called the most dangerous 8 seconds in sports, and that's not hyperbole. A rider climbs onto a 1,800-pound bull bred for aggression, holds onto a rope with one hand, and tries to stay on as the bull bucks, kicks, and twists frantically to throw them off. There are horns flying past your face, hooves jackhammering the ground, and a real risk that when you fall, it's never if, always when, you could be stepped on or gored. Professional bull riders make it look like a daring dance, but injuries are incredibly common. In fact, bull riding has about 10 times the injury rate of American football, far higher than any other contact sport. Broken ribs, arms, shoulders, concussions, punctured lungs. You name it, a bull rider's endured it. They wear flak jackets and helmets nowadays, but still, there's only so much you can do when a massive bull decides to pile drive you into the dirt. What makes bull riding so uniquely hazardous? First, the bulls are literally selected for aggression and power. These aren't your docile dairy cows. They're often Brahma crossbreeds known for explosive bucking. Many weigh close to a ton. One moment of contact can crush a person. Number 2. Jallikattu. If bull riding is a dance between one man and one bull, Jallikattu is an all-out bull chaos free-for-all. This traditional sport from Tamil Nadu, India, involves releasing a fully grown, agitated bull into a crowd of hundreds of young men who attempt to grab the bull and hang on to stop it. No ropes, no weapons, just man versus beast in an open field, usually as part of a festival. It's sometimes called bull taming, but make no mistake, the bulls in Jallikattu are not tame. They are often specially bred fighters, pumped up and sometimes even given a swig of alcohol, for the bull, yes, to enrage it as it charges out. The participants, dozens at a time, try to latch onto the bull's hump or horns and essentially wrestle it into submission. The result? Pandemonium. Bulls gore, trample, and toss people like rag dolls, while frantic crowds scatter. Every year, Jallikattu events lead to numerous injuries and some deaths, despite safety measures and regulations. How dangerous is it? Let's put it in numbers. In just the past few years, since Jallikattu was officially reinstated, around 2017, it's reported that over 100 people have been killed and many thousands injured in these events. Yes, you heard that right. 100 fatalities, which includes participants and sometimes spectators, because an angry bull doesn't exactly stick to the arena. In one particularly bad year, media reported 7 deaths and over 400 injuries in a single Jallikattu season across different villages. Jallikattu might be a beloved tradition, but as a sport to personally try? Absolutely not, unless you have a death wish. Number 1. Big game hunting. Some call it a sport, others call it a crime against nature. Either way, big game hunting, pursuing lions, elephants, buffalo, and other large, dangerous animals, tops our list for one simple reason. When it goes wrong, you can end up as the prey. The premise is straightforward. Humans with guns tracking and shooting the world's most fearsome animals. But these animals are not static targets. They fight back, often with deadly results. We're talking lions that can ambush, elephants that charge, rhinos and Cape buffalo that will gore or trample you if you don't get them first. Statistically, Plenty of hunters walk away unscathed, aside from maybe a guilty conscience. But there's a real chance in big game hunts that you might not walk away at all. For example, African buffalo, nicknamed Black Death, are infamous for killing hunters. Wounded buffalo have been known to circle back and ambush the shooter, resulting in serious gore injuries or fatalities. In one case, a South African hunter killed one buffalo from a herd, only to be charged and gored to death by another buffalo he didn't see coming. Lions and leopards can spring from hiding and attack a hunter in seconds if the first shot doesn't stop them. And elephants, gentle-looking giants, can be the most dangerous of all when provoked. There's a famous incident of a professional hunter, Thunis Botha, who led many safari hunts. In 2017, his hunt went awry when his group spooked a herd of elephants. One elephant grabbed him with her trunk, and after another hunter shot her, she fell and crushed him to death. Yes, you heard that correctly. A wounded elephant collapsed on the hunter, killing him instantly. Mother Nature's revenge, some would say. Big game hunting occurs in remote wilderness, far from immediate help, which adds to the peril. If you're injured by, say, a lion's bite or an elephant stomp, getting medical attention is not quick or guaranteed. Hunters have been mauled, dismembered, and even eaten when a hunt turned into a two-way fight. Those big beasts are magnificent to observe, from a safe jeep. Trying to play the ultimate predator out there blurs the line where you might just become the prey, and that's a game you definitely don't want to lose. That wraps up our video. Which sport made your jaw drop the most? And let's get real. If you had to compete in one of these, which one would you absolutely refuse, even if someone paid you? Tell me in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, here are 2 more exciting ones, hand-picked just for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.